Okay, cool. So today I just changed my settings. Okay, and good evening to all of you. So let's get started with today's class. Today we'll be learning the last concept of the chapter. So that is evaporation, factors of evaporation, and how evaporation causes cooling. Okay, so I have a very interesting video to show. And also I remember yesterday I asked you a question about that Amazon River. Okay, so why is that river called Shane Timpishka? Is boiling river? What exactly happens in that river such that it is boiling? So if you know the answer, you can send it to me via chat. Okay, so the chat link, I'll just open it. I think you can send it to me via chat. Okay, and other things. Okay, we will first start the class, okay, and then we will see the other things. Okay, fine. So I'm going to share my screen first, and you will see one video, and I'm going to tell you why did I show that video afterwards. Okay, fine. So I'll tell you the reason why I showed you the video later. Fine. So let us start the class with this cute video. Fine. So that was an ad of air cooler. Okay. So now I hope all of you have heard about something called air conditioner. Okay. So that is, I'm going to show you the image so that you have the clarity. Okay. So this is our air conditioner. Fine. We call it as AC. All of us have seen this in the like homes, hotels, and all those things. Okay, so now I also showed you something called air cooler. Okay, so air cooler is this. Okay, which you saw in the ad. Okay, Usha something. Okay, so this is your air cooler. Do you think both of this is same, or AC is different from air cooler? If it is different, how it is different? What is happening inside air cooler, and how does an air conditioner work? Let us figure that out in today's class. Okay, so today's class we will see also how this air cooler is different from air conditioner. Okay, so all those things, so we'll see later. So first we'll get started with today's class. So yesterday uh, we were doing evaporation. So we did two things. One, definition of evaporation, and next we saw how evaporation is different from boiling. Okay, so these are the expected questions from the topic. And boiling is also called as bulk phenomenon because all the particles because all the particles increases their kinetic energy together. Okay, so all the particles kinetic energy increases. Okay, so that is why bulk together. And in boiling, bubbles are also formed. Okay, so how or why bubbles are formed? Because as you can see, I have explained, I have written also, the water particle which gets sufficient kinetic energy and which wants to get converted into gas will come to the surface of the liquid in the form of the bubble, and then at the surface the bubble will burst and the gas will escape, the steam will escape. Okay, so I have written the statement also how bubbles are formed in the boiling process. Okay, so next, evaporation is a surface phenomenon because only at the surface the water particles get the energy. The top layer of water particles will receive energy, and only the top layer will get converted into gas. Others, they have to wait for their chance. So hence it is a slow process. So this was a quick revision of whatever we learned in the yesterday's class. Okay, cool. So if you understood this much, so please click on the S icon. If you're sure of boiling versus evaporation. Okay, so if you're sure with this, so please click on the S icon. Okay, cool. So now today we will see the effects or the factors which affect evaporation. Okay, so I'm going to write the heading of today's class: factors affecting evaporation. So there are 4 factors and we will see all those factors one by one. Okay, so now what are these factors of evaporation? So the first factor, we're going to start with temperature. Okay, let us see how temperature helps in evaporation or how temperature affects evaporation. So evaporation is that I'm going to write here, evaporation is directly proportional to temperature. Okay, so in the form of sentence, evaporation is directly proportional to temperature. So why? I'm going to explain now. So first, I'll just quickly write this. So directly proportional. So this means that if temperature increases, evaporation also increases. Okay. If temperature decreases, evaporation also decreases. Okay. That is what is happening. Evaporation is directly proportional to temperature. So why evaporation is directly proportional to temperature? So let us try to understand this with an example. So yesterday, if you remember, I had shown you one photo of this potholes filled with water. Okay, so on the roads, you have these potholes filled with water. So imagine there are 2 potholes, okay, in 2 different cities. And in one of the cities, it's a sunny day. In another city, it is not a sunny day. Okay, so I'm going to write that case over here. As an example, so here is my water. Here is my water. But it is a sunny day. And here it is not a sunny day. So now, in which of the following cases, the water will evaporate sooner or jaldi? Okay, so you can send me via chat the answer. Wait. This is all water. You put like this. Okay, so in which of the 2 following cases do you think the water will get evaporated faster? Okay, so yes, most of you are telling me the answers. So Akshay, then Kunal, okay, Shweta, like Sai Patel, everybody. Okay, very good, fantastic. So all of us know that in sunny day, okay, so during sunny day, water evaporates faster because it receives energy, okay, because the temperature is more Okay, because the temperature is more and the particles receives the energy and evaporates. Okay, that's all. Very simple, very easy. So since it is a sunny day, so it will extract the energy and it will evaporate. That's all. Okay, so that is why evaporation is directly proportional to temperature. Okay, if temperature is more evaporation. If you go to Sahara Desert, okay, if you put water in the desert, okay, so for example, I will show you the picture, Sahara Desert. Okay, in this desert, if you actually see, evaporation is super fast. Okay, hot day, sunny day, you put water will get evaporated so soon. Okay, so that is why all those cactus and everything, they do not have leaves, they have thorns. Okay, because they want to avoid this transpiration. Okay, anyways, we'll look into that later. And just for a curious fact, okay, you can just find out information about this. I'm just setting it in the box. Sahara was once a forest, but then it became a desert. So you figure it out, what went wrong with Sahara. Okay, so Sahara Desert, what I just showed you, once upon a time, many, some thousands of years ago or something, it was not a desert. Okay, Sahara was a forest. It was a dense forest. Okay, but then it became a desert. Okay, and now we are trying to reverse this and make Sahara go back to green again. Okay, so how are we doing that? I will show you afterwards. You just remind me. Okay, so you figure it out. You find out what happened to Sahara and all that. So some of you sending me answers. Okay, like Krishi, Sharvil, Krish. Okay, so nice. But others, you just figure it out. This is just some what do you call thinking question for you, because there are so many wonderful things that happens in the nature, and you should get to know them. Okay, fine. So this is the first case. Evaporation is directly proportional to temperature. I'm going to write here, evaporation increases if temperature increases. Okay, that's all. So if you understood this first factor, you can click on the yes, because there's so many factors and I do not want you to get confused with any of the factor. Okay, so that is why if you understood the first factor, straightforward, simple, very easy. Temperature increase, evaporation increase. Temperature decrease, evaporation decrease. That's all. Okay, so that is your first factor on which evaporation depends on. So that is temperature. Okay, now the second factor, let us see what is the second factor. The second factor is surface area. Okay, the second factor is surface area of the water. Okay, so how exactly the surface area affect the evaporation? So let's gonna see here. Again, I'm gonna write the statement. Evaporation is directly proportional. This symbol alpha means directly proportional. Okay, evaporation is directly proportional to surface area. So in the form of sentence, I'm going to write it down. Evaporation is directly proportional to the surface area. Okay, so what does this mean? So this means that if surface area increases, evaporation increases. If surface area decreases, evaporation decreases. That's all. So again, simple basic concept. So what I'm going to do is that to explain this, again, I'm going to take a scenario. So where I have this container like this. Okay, so this is container B and this is container A. Okay, so which is filled with water. So I put water, I put water. Okay, chotu container, bada container. Okay, big container, small container. Okay, fine. So in which of the two cases the water will evaporate sooner? Okay, so in which of the two cases the water will evaporate sooner? Okay, so the conditions are same. It's just that the container is big, okay, in the case of B, and the container is small in the case of A, okay, over here. So, oh, some of you are sending me mixed answers. Okay, some says container A, some of you are telling container B. Okay, so one of you have a logic, but the volume of water in A is less. Okay, don't worry about other things. Okay, so assume all the conditions are same. Here I took 100 ml, here also 100 ml. Okay, all conditions are same, only the surface area is different. Okay, only this dono, both of them 100 ml only. Okay, no partiality, nothing. Okay, and now if you have changed your answer, then you can let me know. Okay, so everybody is sending answers. Amaya, then Shraddha, Sai Patel, okay, Shushti, Swayam, like everyone, man. So some 30-40 messages. Okay, so if you carefully see here, okay, or else I'll give you another very good example. Suppose I go to a shop and I order tea. Okay, hot tea. I don't drink. I don't like also. Tea, coffee, and all, no nothing. Okay, so I don't like it, man. Okay, so hot tea with not alcohol, with saucer. Okay, hot tea with where is the image? Like this. Okay, so when you take hot tea with the saucer like this, you might have seen some old people, old uncle, they will pour the tea on the saucer. Okay, I'll put here tea saucer. Appa, tea saucer with tea. Okay, these are crazy, man. Okay, so anyways, I hope you are understanding now. So while drinking hot tea, the tea hot. Not getting the image that I want to show you. Wait. Pouring hot tea in the saucer. Very good. Okay, so now you see what people do is that hot tea, if it is very hot, they put the hot tea on the saucer. How many of you have observed? If you have observed this in the hotel or like somewhere in the home, you can click on S. Okay, you can click on S, because when it is too hot to drink, okay, so our elders do this. Okay, and the same example I'm going to take here, same example, so that you do not have any other confusions. I'm going to take a hot tea. Tea, this is tea cup. This is tea saucer. Okay, so now this one is having tea in it, and this on the tea saucer, you pour the tea like this. I'm very bad at drawing. You take this as an example. Okay, so now all of you must have observed that the tea which is poured on the tea saucer evaporates faster. Okay, or it becomes cool down faster. Okay, so cool the tea. Okay, will cool faster. Okay, the tea will cool faster in this, and here it will cool slow. Okay, because less surface area, here more surface area. Okay, so evaporation is linked with cooling only. I'll do it in the next topic, don't worry, they both are again connected. Okay, so now you just assume that if you pour the hot tea, in the tea saucer, it cools faster, whereas if you just keep it the tea itself, okay, so in the tea cup itself, then it will take a lot of time to cool. Okay, so because you see, when the surface area is more, easy evaporation takes place. Okay, so why? Because the reason, if surface area is more, then more liquid is exposed, and hence easy evaporation takes place, That's all. Okay, so if the surface area is more, the more amount of liquid is exposed to the environment. Okay, and hence easy evaporation will take place. So this is our second, factor. If you understood this, you can click on the yes icon. So if you understood this second factor, you can click on the yes. Based on the surface area, evaporation is directly proportional to surface area. If surface area increases, evaporation increases. That's all. Okay, fine. So the next example we're going to take is the next factor we're going to see is wind speed. Okay, so once we complete this now, we'll go for the Kahoot quiz. Do not worry. Okay, so the next example we'll see is the wind speed. Okay, so again here, so I'm gonna write evaporation is directly proportional to wind speed. So in the form of statement, evaporation is directly proportional to wind speed. Okay, so that means if wind increases, evaporation increases. If wind decreases, evaporation decreases. How is this happening? So again, we'll take one example and try to understand with the help of this example. Okay, all of us know that after washing, like our mother or the maid, whoever servant is there, they will put the clothes for drying. Okay, I'll write drying outside. Like this. Okay, so the clothes are kept for drying outside like this, okay, or you may give it to laundry, so they will do the drying and they will iron and they will give it back to you, okay. But nevertheless, so when the clothes are kept for drying, so let us take the two cases. Case 1, there is no wind, okay, there's no wind. Case 2, there is wind, okay. Case 2, there is wind. So I'm gonna type here. So the cloths, suppose this is the stand and this is the pin, and I have put one cloth here for drying. So option A, windy day, and option B, normal day. In which of the two cases, do you think the cloth will dry faster? Okay. In which of the two cases do you think the cloth will dry faster? In which case the cloth will dry faster? Okay. So all of us are agreeing for the fact that on a windy day, okay, so like Shravana, then Ruhan, okay, then Mohita, Amok, okay, so everyone. So sorry if I did not take your name. So there's so many people, man. So I'm just seeing those whose stat option come up as a pop notification. Okay, so Shreyas, okay, so all of you agree that on a windy day, okay, the cloths will dry faster. So the reason for that is on a windy day, the wind will carry away. The wind will carry away the tiny liquid droplets, whatever wet cloth is there. Okay, so it will carry away the liquid droplets. Okay, it will carry away the liquid particles. So I'm just going to write over here. Okay, so it will just carry away the liquid particles along with it and helps in easy evaporation, or you can also call it as drying. Okay, because the wind will just take away all the like liquid particles or something, okay, so which is there for on the cloth. So if you just cover the cloth and keep it, it will take a lot of time. But if you spread out the cloth, okay, if you spread out the full cloth, okay, such that the whenever wind comes, okay, the wind will just take away all the particles, okay, of the liquid, and then it will help in easy evaporation. Okay, so now the important thing you need to notice is that all these factors, so we are studying one by one. Okay, so these are the major factors which affect the evaporation. But also you need to consider there's something called humidity, okay, which also plays a very crucial role. So that is why I have kept it towards the end. Okay, so the final factor that we're going to look into is humidity. Okay, so what exactly is this humidity? And some of you are asking questions. So Sai Patel, Sai Kiran, I said during the class I cannot distract myself or carry away for the doubt solving session so soon. Okay, so you have the doubts, so you please wait. Okay, so once I complete the topic, then you can definitely ask. Okay, so at the end of the class, you just remind me again at 5:40 or 5:35, both of you or whoever is having doubt, Sai Kiran or Sai Patel, whoever is there, 5:40, you again put this down, I will take this down. Okay, not now. Okay, and anybody else, whoever others also, Abhishek, everything 540. Okay, 540. You ask whatever you want to ask, not now. Okay, now let us just not distract ourselves from the topic. We are going with the flow. Let's continue the flow. Okay, so humidity. So let's talk about humidity. Okay, so what exactly is this humidity? So humidity means the amount of water vapor present. Okay, or I'll write here the amount of water vapor present in the air. Okay, or in the atmosphere. You can just consider like that. Okay, so the amount of water vapor present. So if you see humidity along with the weather options, the Google also shows humidity. Okay, for example, I'm just going to type humidity of two specific places. Okay, so by default, okay, so I stay in Vidyanagar, Hubli, so it is just showing. So what exactly is the humidity? As you can see here, the humidity is, oh, so now the time, what is the time today? So today somewhere over here, so humidity it is showing as you can see 84% humidity. So precipitation is 57%. Wind speed is 31 kilometer per hour. Okay, humidity is 84%. Okay, so this is Hubli. So now I'll take some other place which is near the coastal area. Okay, so let me take Chennai. Okay, so Chennai humidity. Okay, so now the Chennai's humidity, it is showing 65%, then 17% precipitation and wind, so and so. Okay, so different places will have different humidity. Okay, and now how does humidity affect our evaporation? So let us see now. This is the only case when evaporation is inversely proportional to humidity. Okay, so this is the only case when evaporation is inversely proportional. If it is inversely proportional, we're gonna write like this. Okay, and in the statement also, when you're writing, you write properly with clear words. Evaporation is inversely proportional to humidity. Okay, so why is this the case? We will get to know in a couple of minutes. Okay, so now what does this statement mean is that if humidity is high, evaporation is low. Okay, if humidity is high, evaporation is low. If humidity is low, evaporation is high. Evaporation is high. What is the reason for this? What is the reason for this? Let us try to understand. Let us try to understand by taking two places. Okay, so I'll just write here. So place A and here some place B. So A has humidity of 90%. Assume. Okay, so some place 90%, just assume. Okay, and over here I'll just type humidity is 70%. Okay, what is humidity? So we just saw here humidity is the amount of water vapor present. Okay, the amount of water vapor present in the air. Okay, so I'm going to write here amount of water vapor. Okay, here also amount of water vapor. So now in these two cases, observe carefully. So what I'm going to do now? Okay, observe carefully. So I took a beaker, I put it same amount of water, same. no change in the condition. Same, whatever 100 ml water is same. Okay, same beaker, same surface area. Okay, everything same conditions. I'm not changing anything except for humidity. Okay, here also 100 ml. So this is place A, this is place B. Okay, so now what happens is that since it is humidity is 90%, so I'll just take it as this as the water vapor. Okay, the dot 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 what I put, no, water vapor. So here this dot 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 is little less because this is 90% and this is 70%. So now our air can only hold certain amount of water vapor. 90% to already over. What is the remaining percent it can hold? So it can have another 10%. That's all. Okay. But here in the place B, another 30% is remaining. I'm going to write here. It can hold another 10% remaining. Okay. So here another 30% remaining. Okay. Because maximum capacity, let us take 100%. In that 100%, 70% already water vapor is there. And over here, 90% water vapor is there. So only 10% of remaining water vapor can go into the air. So over here, the evaporation will be less because capacity illa. Okay, there's no capacity for the air to take more water vapor because it is already having water vapor. Okay, it is already having water vapor, so it cannot take any more water vapor. Okay, so hence the evaporation will be less. Okay, you see here, when humidity was more, the evaporation will be less. Okay, so that is what I'm going to write here. If humidity is more, the evaporation will be less. Okay, but over here in the place 2 or what do you call in the place B, okay, in the place B, 30% is still remaining. Okay, 30% is still remaining. So over here evaporation will be more comparatively. It's just a comparison compared to place A. The evaporation will be more. Okay, so why more? Because capacity is there. Okay, there is capacity for the water vapor to accommodate in the air. Okay, so that is why the evaporation can take place in the place B. Okay, so that is why when the humidity was less, the evaporation was more. Because you check it out here, humidity is 70% only. So humidity is less, but evaporation is more. Okay, so why? Because the water vapor can get into the air. Okay, because the air has the capacity to hold the water vapor. Okay, so I'm going to write the same thing in the form of sentences, and then I'm going to ask whether you understood or not. Okay, so you see here, so I've just made this 2 cases. So for all the factors I've explained with the help of cases. So here also I'm doing the same thing. 2 cases, place A and place B. So place B, less humidity. Place A, more humidity. Okay, but see this final result. See this final result. Evaporation is less, whereas evaporation is more. What is the reason? The reason is that our air can only accommodate or can only hold a particular amount of water vapor. Okay, if humidity is already high, then there is no space for the water vapor to be present in the air. Hence, the evaporation only will not happen. Whatever you do, okay, evaporation will stop or stay because capacity illa. Okay, if a bus can have 50 passengers, it can take only 50 passengers. Okay, assuming that none of them are standing, Okay, everybody sitting. Okay, you cannot get up the driver and put some passenger in the driver's seat. Okay, not happening. Okay, so that is the maximum limit. Okay, so here also the maximum limit has reached, hence no evaporation. Okay, so I'm going to write here the reason. Okay, so look carefully the reason. Okay, so if humidity is high, then the amount of water vapor, is already high, and the air can only hold a limited amount of water vapor. Hence, the evaporation will decrease or will be less. I'll write here decrease better. I'll write hence the evaporation will be less because the air cannot hold the water vapors. Okay, because there is no space, not hold the water vapor as the limit is reached. Okay, this is our reason. So the whole point is, if the humidity is high, so the amount of water vapor is already high in the air. Okay, and air can only have a limit. It cannot cross the limit. If it is already high, then the evaporation will not take place at a steady rate. Okay, because there is no space for the water. Where will the water vapor go? Okay, if there's no space only, so where will the water vapor go? So that is the reason why the evaporation will be less. Okay, the evaporation will be less, and if that is happening, then you can call that as evaporation inversely proportional to humidity. Okay, evaporation is inversely proportional to humidity. So as I have shown here with the help of this case study, if evaporation is more, if humidity is more, evaporation is less. Okay, if humidity is less, evaporation is more. Fine. So please go through these notes again, and if you have understood this last factor, you can click on S if you understood this last factor. Okay, so you can click on S if you understood this last factor. Okay, you just have to know that it is inversely proportional. Okay, it is inversely proportional. Humidity is evaporation is inversely proportional to humidity. Okay, so that is the answer. Why it is inversely proportional? I have written the reason. I have written the reason here. Okay, so you please go through this reason and read it 1 or 2 times. You will definitely understand. Okay, if you again did not understand, so tomorrow before I come to the class only, so madam will be there. Madam is nice. You can ask your doubts to madam and madam will re-explain. Okay, fine. So now I'm going to show you again. Please take a photo, yeah, whatever you want to do. Okay, so you can just do it. Screenshot, photo, everything. So the last case, that is humidity. I have first explained the meaning of humidity, that is the amount of water vapor present in the air. is called as humidity. I showed you the humidity of Hubli as well as Chennai also right in front of you only. And the condition here is that, or the case here is that, evaporation is always inversely proportional to humidity. So that means if humidity increases, evaporation decreases. If humidity decreases, evaporation increases. Okay, so this is the condition. Okay, so this is the relation. Sorry, this is the relation. Why? I have also explained that with the help of two places, that is place A and place B. So when the humidity is high, that means the amount of water vapor present in our air is already high. So there is no place for the extra water vapor to come. Okay, so that is why the extra water vapor will not come at all, because place illa, capacity is not there. So that is why evaporation will be less. Evaporation will be less. Okay, because there's no extra space present. But in place 2, if you look into place 2, there is, okay, so there is this extra space here because 30% is still remaining. Okay, so in the place B, more evaporation will take place so that it can accommodate that 30% of the space available. Okay, so that is why in the place B, more evaporation will take place. I have written here. If humidity is high, evaporation is low. If humidity is low, evaporation will be high. The reason for that also I have explained here. So please go through this. You take a photo or whatever. And again, if you have doubt, so tomorrow before the class begins only, you can definitely ask. Okay, fine. So these are the factors how evaporation depends. So I'm gonna just have a quick summary. Evaporation is directly proportional to temperature. Evaporation is directly proportional to surface area. Evaporation is directly proportional to wind speed. And last, evaporation is inversely proportional. Okay, evaporation is inversely proportional to humidity. Okay, that's all. So these are the 4 factors, okay, so on which evaporation depends. And if you missed out on some of the notes or something, so as usual, along with Sai Patel and others who have doubts, you can ask me 5:40. That time I'll show you the full notes from the beginning. Don't worry. Okay, so now this is the summary of how evaporation depends on the following factors. Okay, cool. So if you have understood this, you can click on the S icon so that we can go and attempt this quiz. Okay, Bega. Then after quiz, I have to tell you about the air conditioner. Okay, so how air conditioner is different from air cooler and all that. Okay, so fast. So if you have understood this much, okay, so then we can go for Kahoot quiz. So in your mobile, you be ready. You type www.kahoot.it and then we can go and attempt this quiz. So I'll just quickly load the quiz. So meanwhile, you just be ready. You enter the website. And then we are ready to go for the quiz. So I'll just make it super fast and simple and easy. Okay, and those who missed out on taking notes, so I'm just gonna quickly show this. You take photo. Okay, today's class I started from here. Okay, factors affecting evaporation. So from here, I started today's class. If you missed out something, so quickly take photo. And others, you be ready. You be ready with Kahoot.it, and you will see the game pin now in couple of minutes. Just loading this. Okay, cool. So now let us start the quiz. Like very chotu and simple quiz. So on your screen now, you will see the first question. Sorry, you will see the game pin. Sorry, I did not show you game pin. So on your screen now, you will see the game pin first. So enter this game pin, and then you will join the game. Okay. Yes. So I'll tell you the reason for boiling river also. Okay. So after this quiz. Okay. Fine. So Bega, this is the game pin. You please enter this and join quickly. So 1278284. So this is the game pin. So you can see it on your Zoom screen. So enter this game pin and you can join the game fast. So real fast. Okay, so last 10 seconds. So others, those who did not join, please join fast. Please join fast. So you should be ready before itself. As soon as they show the game pin, you just enter and join. So what you're supposed to do, so you join this www.kahoot.it for new students who are joining the class. You come to this website, you enter this number 1278284, and then you can join us and play the quiz. Okay, fine. So I'm going to start the game. So on your screen, first question, you can see the first question. So and select the best option. So it should be dresses. Okay, dresses are spread out for drying because why? Okay, why do you think all the clothes are spread out for drying? What happens if it is spread out? Okay, I have to choose the best answer. Okay, scientific answer. So we have just now learned that if the dresses are spread out, if the clothes are spread out, then surface area is more. If surface area is more, easy evaporation. Okay, or evaporation will increase. Good. So let us see who was the first person to answer this correctly. So Nived was quickest. So hence Nived is leading the scoreboard. So next question, no option. You should type the answer. Evaporation is dash proportional to humidity. Okay, evaporation is dash proportional to humidity. So what do you think is the answer? Okay, so jaldi bega. So last 5 seconds for you. And time up. Okay, so very nice. 28 students have selected correct answer. Okay, means you typed the correct answer. Okay, so that is inversely proportional. Fantastic. So these were the only 2 questions today. Okay, so because I have to run it real quick. So Ashutosh is in the 3rd position. Srishti is in the 2nd position. So today's winner, okay, is Yash. Okay, so congratulations all of you. So 4th position Bharat, 5th position Sunidhi. So I just had Chotu quiz, man, only 2 questions. Okay, so congratulations to all the top 5. So others, do not worry. So the competition is very tight. Okay, so one or the other day, you'll definitely be in the top 5. Okay, so nothing to worry about. So I'll just quickly run through the reason why the boiling river is boiling. Okay, so yesterday we had seen this amazing video of Shane Timpiska. Okay, so the reason why it is boiling. So some of you sent the answer yesterday only. So fantastic, happy for them. So the reason why the river is boiling is because of this. So I will just write here towards the end. So yesterday's thinking question answer. So today's thinking question. So I have told you regarding Sahara Desert. Figure it out. The real story of Sahara Desert. Okay. So Shanai Timpishka, which is the boiling river. So by the way, it is the only boiling river in the planet. Okay. So in the earth, this is the only boiling river. So the reason for this is actually below the river. Okay, so there is heat which is generated from the earth. So we call this heat as geothermal energy. Geothermal heat or geothermal energy causes the river to boil. Okay, so because this heat which is escaped from the earth, okay, so it's been directly put on this water. Okay, and the water will start boiling because of this heat. Okay, yes, okay, Dia says, okay, so because of hot springs, yes, correct. So that hot springs, what you're talking about, Dia, is because of the geothermal energy from the earth. Okay, so we do harness this geothermal energy for producing electricity, but the production is very, very less. But in Amazon, we are not doing it at all because Amazon is a forest, okay, and we do not want to interfere with the environment and as such. Okay, so that's why it is just been left as it is. We are not utilizing this geothermal energy in Chennai Timpishka. Okay, it has just been natural. That's all on its own. Humans are not interfering. Okay, that is good thing. Fine. So and long ago, I had showed you something called the solar plant. Okay, the world's largest solar park is actually in India, which is actually in Karnataka, which is actually 500 kilometers or something away from Hubli or from where we are staying. And this is that place. I wanted to show you long back, but it was just getting postponed. So that was the greatest solar park of the world, okay, which is there in Karnataka. And all of us should be very proud for it. Okay, the unique model is definitely going to be a much more successful and will inspire many more solar parks. Okay, so meanwhile, so those who had asked doubts, okay, so I have just replied as much as possible. Okay, so just quickly, just see for one last time. Where is the doubt, man? Okay, so Sai Patel's doubts which is cleared. Okay, so Abhishek says the recording notes and all. See, I don't know, man. So it should be there in your group description. There is a link. So you click on the link. So you should get the notes. Okay, so my notes also they will upload over there. So do not worry. So give them some time. So they will just compile and you will find it over there. Okay, Solpa time agate. Okay, recordings. I think they will integrate with your account of whatever LMS or something so that you can directly watch the videos. How, when will they do that? I don't know. I am not into the tech team. Okay, I'm just a teacher. Okay, and oh my god, so many people sending something. So Sakiran says, I did not understand the second point of evaporation. The second, one time you type Saku, don't type 6-7 times. It will become spam. Okay. The second point of evaporation. Okay. See here. What did I tell? The second point, surface area. Okay. If the surface area is more, that means more evaporation will happen. Okay. I told you about the tea now. If the tea is poured on the saucer, more surface area, so more evaporation can take place. Okay, and that is exactly what is happening when you put cloths for drying also. Okay, as I showed the picture also over here. Okay, when you put cloths for drying, you spread out the cloths so that the surface area is more. Okay, and that is how it becomes easy evaporation. Okay, so Krish is asking, so what is the plan behind you? That is a super master plan, so I'm definitely going to tell you, okay, but some other day, because sir is already waiting, so I have to end the test in the class. Okay, so Shreyas, this Sunday no science test. Okay, this Sunday science test illa. You will be having max test. Mohit sir will tell. Okay, fine. So it's already too late. So thank you guys. So with this, I'm gonna end today's class. Okay, so we'll meet again tomorrow. So Saket, other doubts tomorrow. Fine. So we are time up. Okay, so uh, we are done for today. So thank you so much. So we'll meet again tomorrow. So I have put the worksheet yesterday. Today I put. So please do those homework. Please do those homework. And on your screen, I will just no. Wait. Sorry. Not this. I'll just launch this poll. Okay, real quick. 1 second. So if you like the class, you click on yes. If you did not like the class, click on no. But feel free to tell me what you did not like. Okay, so that I can just at least come to know and transform myself. Okay, fine. So this is it for today. So Mohit sir will continue now, and thank you.